Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here. I hope you all had a nice holiday season. But before we conclude the year out, we got one more combiner to take a look at. Now, if you saw my special little subgroup review of the Predacons, you would have learned that Predaking was originally going to take this slot here as the last Transformer of 2017. But instead, thanks to a little bit of luck, we're going to take a look at one that's considered the swan song of the G1 combiners, the 1988 Piranacon. The Piranacon and the C-Cons were only available in 1988. They would be phased out of the line by 1989, and we would not get a replacement for him. Piranacon functions as a warrior like all the others, but interestingly enough is listed as a undersea warrior, meaning that he is more effective at fighting battles underwater than he is on land. Not that there's a lot of Transformers that were capable of being in the water like that, but it gives a nice, interesting addition to the lineup nonetheless. Plus, we also have some more interesting variations to talk about with Piranacon, so let's get the ball rolling. Let's start off by taking a look at his articulation, and he more or less has the same articulation that a lot of the other combiners had, in the fact that, namely, you can rotate him at the shoulder to move the arms. This one's kind of stiff. This guy's brand new to me, so I don't want to force it, but he can rotate all the way around. Well, that's the way they use the one guy on his leg. We can bend at least this guy. He just detached, but he can bend at the knee and do a small kick. But of course, that's also depending on who you choose to be your leg components. Get back in there. Alrighty. Now, let's break down Piranacon and show you, all of you, how to assemble him. First, we're going to start off by using Snaptrap as the body, as would be expected. To get him ready, first thing we got to do is fold up his arms at the elbow, and of course, push the fists back in. This one's a little bit on the stiff side. There we go. Alright, and then you're going to take these his arms and rotate them straight back. Just exactly like that, folks. And then now as for the legs, we're going to spread them out just to the side a little bit. Like that. And then bend them inward so that they point straight down. Like that. It's not quite a full split spread, but close enough for our purposes. And then now we're going to take and add his accessories for it to get the body all complete. We're going to start with this turtle shell. It's only a half shell. Does that make him a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? Take the chrome sides and just fold them up as far up as they'll go. Turn it around to the back side and we'll pull out these two posts. And these fit snugly along the side of his body here. Just make sure the top of the shell clears the top of his chest so that it fits securely. Apologize for all the dogs barking around here. Santa's gone, dogs. There we go. And then we will attach the head onto the top of Snaptrap's head. Fits on there nice and snug. And the body is ready. Next up will be the legs. So we will use Overbite and Tentakill for the legs. To use them as legs, they both need to be in robot mode. And basically all we will do is fold their arms down to the side. But of course we'll also take a moment here with Overbite to show you a couple of his loose parts that will also be attached to him. These are Overbite's claws. He's got a right one and a left one. Those will always be present no matter what, so make sure they're on there. Get his arms down straight too. Stand at attention, soldier. And then you will attach the foot pad. Naturally, I would put these things on backwards. It's kind of like a special fishing lure. It's called a bass backwards. And then before we forget it, show you all the feet. These are Piranacon's feet. Just like with Computron, there's no markings, at least on that side, but there are, strangely, an R and an L on the bottom, despite the fact that there is very little discernible difference on the top other than the pattern being reversed in the center. Quite interesting that they'd go that far, but anyway, you just insert the post into the small hole on the bottom of the robot, making sure the claws point outward. And then there you are, folks. The legs are ready. Fish legs, anyone? Now for the arms, we've got Skylore and Sea-Wing. They are in their weapon mode, where they would basically be attached to the stands, but they don't need their guns when they're in this mode for this. To get them ready, all you have to do is get the fists. These are Piranacon's unique shaped fists. Just drop the left one onto the floor, but this will give you a good look at it. All you got to do is just insert them into where the guns would mount for the weapon mode. And then there you are. Piranacon's arms are ready. Let's build this sucker. Alright, to get Piranacon ready to head under the sea with singing crabs, we start off by getting the legs in position. We'll bring in Snaptrap here, and their heads will connect into these holes here on the bottom of Snaptrap's legs. I'm going to be kind of gentle. This version's a little delicate. And again, you'll want to do them loose, not on the surface of the table, because you might compress the guys inadvertently. Adjust the camera a little bit. And then now the arms will connect into these shoulders of Snaptrap. Just exactly like that. Now, of course, we can give him some weapons. We've got this large rifle of Snaptrap's. We'll put that over here. And then, of course, we got this nice, wicked-looking sword that also came with Snaptrap that we will put in the other hand. And then there you go. Piranacon. Now, there's quite a few other parts that are needed to complete Piranacon, especially when you buy him like this. These three parts down here you will need 4 of each. 4. One for each limb. You basically got this tripod stand. What they call a tripod rifle. It's called that because it does have a little tiny post at the bottom, so the Seacons could optionally use it as a weapon. But it's more meant to connect into here, like so. And you will also need this connector piece. As you would have seen from my earlier Seacon video, this is the stand for their Target Master mode. You'll need one of each for every limb. Plus, you'll also need their gun, the small guy's guns. Overbite only has just this one purple gun. Sea-Wing has these 2 guns. Tentakill has these 2 guns. And Skalor has these 2 guns. Now, at this point, you should also remember that I said there is a variation. And there is. This is the gift set version of Piranacon. I say that because if you remember, I did say I did a Seacon video earlier this year. Those of you who saw it may know where we're going. Those of you who didn't, well, you're in for a surprise. While technically this Piranacon is complete, there's also this one. With the inclusion of the extra figure, Nautilator. When you have all the guys, you can use their Target Master mode, as we've done here with Overbite, as shown in many of the instructions. He becomes the gun. So if you want to have one that is truly 100% complete, you'll need another one of these, so you'll need a total of 5. 5 of this altogether. You'll also need this gun for Nautilator. And of course, as Nautilator is a lobster, he also has a pair of removable claws. So there you go, folks. There is 2 versions of Piranacon, and as far as I am aware of, there is no other YouTube channel covering G1 Transformers that has had the both of them side by side together like this. This is a treat, folks. Not everybody gets to see them like this side by side. Piranacon here fully emphasizes and fully utilizes the able to switch their limbs around. By adding the extra guy, you have a real reason to switch them up. Since each gun was a different type of weapon, you literally had a lot of choices to use with him. Now, while the gentle giants stand around, let's take a look at their instructions. We're going to start with the small set that came with all of the small guys. This would be the same set that would appear on Snaptrap's instructions. Now, all these instructions have a few errors in them. Right here, it shows you how to get all of them ready, what mode you want them in. As you can see here for step 1, transform Nautilator, Tentakill, and Snaptrap to robot form. Transform Jawbreaker Sea-Wing, and Skylord a weapon form. Jawbreaker is the name of the cannon that Overbite is, so that's a major mistake. And right there, they list what to do with Snap Trap, but you got to look up here. Seam. Then they get them into the legs, merge them in, and of course you can take notice of the change here. Each monster is interchangeable and can form any arm, leg, or the weapon on Piranacon. And then of course down here, with the other two is the arms, merge, and then put on the last of the details. Now, of course, if you wanted to, you could substitute the black gun for the sword. That way you can go 2 guns, but that's entirely your choice. Now we're going to take a look at the ultimate treat. The gift set instructions. As we look over here, bear in mind that this does not include Nautilator. Nautilator was not included in the gift set. The reasons behind that have never really been revealed. So that means that getting this Piranacon, the one here on the left, getting one like him is pretty easy. Getting one like him is a bit of a challenge because this little twerp isn't as available. Thankfully, this one down here, this little guy, this little Nautilator, I got him as a child, so that saved me having to look for him as an adult collector. Anyways, start transforming Snap Trap into the robot. And we move into Overbite. And how to turn him into a gun. And we do Sea-Wing. And make him a gun. And we go into Skylord. Make him a gun. Then we go around to the backside and we show off Tentakill. And then how to turn him into a gun. And then since he's short, we have a black square there at the end. So then we just come down here and we put on the stickers. They show you and label which guy it is. And down here at the bottom, we got the robot points and how to read the decoder and a lot of blank black space. And then over here, you'll see how to build the gift set version. And then how to put the legs in, and then here's where another screw-up is. So what it shows you there, transform Overbite and Tentakill into Piranacon's legs. Insert right foot stand into hole under Nautilator's feet. So somebody did a real poor cut and paste job here. Unfortunately, it's correct everywhere else. And of course, since they didn't include Nautilator in here, it only has it as can only form the arm or leg on Piranacon. So, talk about a bit of a jip. Of course, speaking of some of the things, I want to show you that what else we got with this special dealie on this version of Piranacon. It's a partially used sticker sheet. This would be a rare, very rare treat for many collectors to actually be able to find one in reasonable condition. It's not perfect by any stretch, but It's something. But it also meant that we also got all their tech specs. Now, they will all each get an individual review at some point in the future, and we will show off any differences that they have. But for right now, we're interested in this one in the top corner. It's got a nice looking picture there of Piranacon that would have been seen on the front of the box. It's done in purple to show he's a Decepticon, and strangely it lists him as Decepticon instead of as Seacon. It gives his name as Piranacon and lists his function as Undersea Warrior. And his motto is, underwater, no one can hear you scream. That would be an homage to the tagline of the 1979 movie Alien, where its tagline was, in space, no one can hear you scream. A monolithic menace, the diabolical combination of the 5 Seacons who comprise him, master at undersea warfare. Few Autobots can outdistance him or escape his evil clutches. Destroys everything in his path with ghoulish glee. A troublemaker and malcontent. Rarely follows orders. Fellow Decepticons are unable to control him. Capable of creating colossal tidal waves over 300 feet high. Because of his incredible size, Piranacon's reflexes are impaired out of water. Armed with the Seacon's entire arsenal of firepower. So that again makes Piranacon a bit of a troublemaker among the Decepticons. As if they needed more. Now we'll lay the decoder over the grid and let's take a look at his vitals. It lists his strength as 9, his intelligence is 7, his speed is 4, his endurance is 6, his rank is 7, his courage is 9, his firepower is 10, and his skill is 6. So he does have a fair amount of the skills and stats to back him up. Now we get down to my thoughts. What do I think of Piranacon? Reading the bio that shows how he is a malcontent and a troublemaker does hurt him in a sense due to the fact that if you've got a soldier that you can't depend on in the theater of battle, then what good is he? But I'm willing to overlook it in the case of Piranacon due to the fact that there is more talked about him in the lore, such as the More Than Meets the Eye guides. They describe Piranacon as a relentless and ruthless hunter. He is the ultimate predator. He likes to hunt down his target, and as soon as he has destroyed it, he is automatically looking for the next one. It causes a great problem for the Seacons, but Snaptrap has fortunately figured a way to work around it by setting up an internal timer inside himself when they are in Piranacon mode. That way, when they have eliminated their target, they can break down back into their components very quickly, thus to prevent Piranacon from draining all of them of their precious fuel and leaving them stuck. So in that way, that does improve Piranacon's standing in some degree. Of course, they also make fun. It's also a little bit of pointed fun in the lore about Nautilator not being included in the gift set. It is often said that they form it in this version more due to the fact that Nautilator is too stupid to be merged with them, and they know there is some performance hampering when it's in this version, where they have Nautilator attached to them. So more often than not, Nautilator sits out the battle or is used as the gun. But when you talk about it as a toy, Piranacon is awesome. The fact that they finally came up with a way to fully utilize the rear interchangeability of the smaller component pieces. They finally came up with something that could work with it. And it's a great thing that Hasbro did bring this toy over here and did some heavy marketing with him. Because when you look at this version is amazing. It's impressive, and when you know you can swap each guy around and you have the different guns to use, you've got it made. You've got an arsenal at your disposal. But of course, the gift set version isn't too shabby either. Of course, he'd look better if he had his stickers on, but that's neither here nor there. So, even in spite of his flaws, I'm still going to put Piranacon in the top tier of Transformers. He is a combiner. He utilizes the combining function to the fullest when you have the entire of everything. When you got the entire version, he utilizes everything to the max. The gift set version, I'm going to put down more towards the middle tier. Since of it losing out on having the extra guy, it kind of suffers for it. Because you don't get as much play value out of it. So, my friends, if you want a Piranacon, go for this one. Get the entire toy and have some fun. And that concludes my review of the Generation 1 Decepticon Undersea Warrior Piranacon. And that finishes Combiner Month. What a ride it has been, my friends. If you like this video, please thumbs up it here on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't done so already. Please also consider leaving a like for this video and share your thoughts about Piranacon in the comments section down below. We've had a great 2017 here, my friends, so I want to wish you all a Happy New Year. For the upcoming 2018 year, I've got some new stuff planned and lined up for it, and I hope all of you will enjoy it. This is Sparkster1701 saying Happy New Year, and catch you all later.